She never said that what she said was a lie.
I peeped that.
Yeah.
I peeped that.
Yeah.
She never once said. She just said, I was wrong for saying it.
And she was wrong for bringing it online.
That's it. That's all. Like, that was her apology to him. Like, I was wrong for taking it to the internet, for bringing it online. I was wrong for saying those things. But she never said it wasn't true.
Right. And it's like, okay, tell me without telling me that you were telling the truth, you just never brought it to the internet.
This the kind of beat to go, this the kind of beat to go, this the kind of beat to go, rock, top, top.
Blah, 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 blah. Welcome back to the Petty Headquarters. I'm your host, Tiana Locke, and this is
Jessie Strange.
And today we're back at it again with another episode, y'all.
Yeah, and for those of you who are new, welcome. We're the Petty Headquarters podcast. We talk about things like reality TV, pop culture, internet culture, and today, Joseline and Lemmy reunited,
y'all. Yep. We're definitely going to be tackling Joseline and Lemmy's reunited whole post that Lemmy made of them making a whole video and a sit down. So let's just get into this week's dose of mess, y'all. Okay. I know you sent me the video, right? Because you saw it first.
I did.
Before you sent it to me, did you watch the whole thing?
Of course.
Okay, and then you sent it to me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I definitely did.
So I watched the whole thing, and basically, I mean, I don't think we need to play it here, right? It's a very long video.
Hell no. It's like a 20-minute video on Instagram.
Yeah.
So, I mean, of course, Lemmy had to do his PR control.
Right.
But just like a brief summary of how we got here. You know, a couple of months ago, Joseline Hernandez and Lemmy Plummer got into some internet back and forth over, I guess Joseline had come online and basically said that Lemmy is trying to kill her, that Lemmy is trying to stop her bag.
Right.
He went online and said she violated her contract. There was rumors or like speculation that it all started from Joseline wanting to collaborate with the Now That's TV CEO.
Right.
And Lemmy swears that it wasn't about that. And so anyways, they went to a whole back and forth. It got really ugly. There was a lot of allegations on behalf of Joseline, and on top of her being pregnant.
Right.
She's like, oh, just basically going through it. And yeah, so that's how we got here.
Yeah.
And
we did talk about this. So there is an episode and a whole deep dive about this on the channel, as well as on all podcast platforms. So if you guys wanted to listen to that or watch that, you can find it there on our platforms.
Yeah.
So Joseline also did release some crazy allegations, not only about Lemmy, but his relationship with Scotty and Janisha, claiming that he was abusive and beats on them, claiming that there were dead bodies found at Zeus, claiming that all of these crazy allegations.
Yeah, they were pretty.
He's Diddy Jr.
Yeah.
So
pretty wild statements.
Pretty wild. Yep.
And she was crying. She looked like she was freaking out.
Yeah, she was crying in these videos.
Yeah, like it was a lot. It was and it's not something we hadn't heard before.
Right.
Which is what was like said before. Like,
yeah.
We were like, this is something we constantly hear. And when you're constantly hearing something and the same person keeps saying it's a lie.
Right. Makes you wonder.
Mm-hmm.
So the video starts off and Lemmy says that he just wants to clear the air, right? And the first thing he mentions are claims of her claiming he's like Diddy Jr. and claims of dead bodies allegedly being at the Zeus office. And he makes it known that, when he heard her say those things, it hurt his feelings, and he said that he's not that type of guy. So that's like one of the first things that we hear. He goes on to say he cried about it too.
I mean, you can tell me you cried about it all you want. Diddy went online and said, when Cassie came out with those allegations and the rumor came out that, not the rumor, the court actually with the, what happened in court.
Yeah.
He literally said that he was not that type of guy, that he would never be that type of guy. And then literally, a couple weeks later, we see him. We see footage.
Yeah.
And then that's when he finally admitted, this was a wrong time. So it's like, you can't really trust these people. Like, as much as you want to tell me that you're not this and you're not that, I don't put it past anybody.
Yeah. So the video then goes on to him saying that he understood and says that he knows that Joseline felt a little threatened by certain business decisions that he was making. And then he wants to mention in this point that he's never, he would never put her in any harm's way or threaten her life in any way. So he never meant any harm to her and her unborn child. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's funny because, like, at some point they talk about how they actually ran into each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what were they, at the same mall or something like
and
that?
Ballistic, and she tells Ballistic, I see him, I want to go talk to him. Ballistic didn't want to go over there.
Yeah.
But she decides she wants to go over there anyway, confront him, apologize about how things went down.
Yeah.
Which is funny because she did say that before they even had this sit down that she apologized twice. And she said that she doesn't think this sit down on Instagram was a good idea due to her lawyers being involved in this situation. So that caught my attention a little bit, but that is what happened.
Yeah. And it's funny because, like, I was reading the comments and stuff like that, and I find it, like, people had pointed out that, Lemmy is very big. His network is very big when it comes to him, especially in LA or wherever. Like, and so people find it interesting how he happened to be in the same vicinity as her, and it wouldn't be the first time.
Think he was stalking her?
Especially from her allegations,
Keeping an eye on her?
That's what they say.
Allegedly.
That's what they say.
I'm dead.
That's
not actually funny.
far-fetched.
It's not like, that's so funny how they happen to say, yeah, we ran into each other. Mind you, he was fucking stalking you, keeping an eye on you.
Joe.
Right.
Yeah.
Having his goons keep an eye on you, allegedly. So now at this point, he is telling her all of the fluffy stuff. Like, this whole video was a fluff, damage control type video for sure. I want to talk about the body language.
Yeah,
the body
that's
language
huge.
was like crazy. So Joseline's just sitting upright, hands crossed the whole time. She's fiddling with her thumbs. She's rubbing her thighs. Like, it just looks like she's very uncomfortable in the situation.
She looks like a prisoner.
Yes, she looks just like straight up, like
those videos of, like, people who get captured in them foreign countries and that are getting extorted by, like, people, and they're like, I'm fine, just send the money, like.
Yes.
That's how it felt. Like,
reading shit off of a card.
Right.
Like, oh, that's funny. That is how she looks.
Yeah. And that's not how Joseline acts.
That's not how she usually acts. Her body language is usually more freeing,
strong,
usually stronger, usually more flowy. She talks with her hands a lot, right? So the fact that her hands were very close together, that was the first thing that I noticed. Like, you're very closed off. The body language looks very uncomfortable. And she's looking at him though the whole time. Dead eye contact, which I noticed. He's barely keeping eye contact with her though. Like, there are moments where he looks at her to address specific things, but as he's talking and doing his fluff, he's looking down, and I'm just like, this is very, very interesting.
Yeah, it was a very uncomfortable watch, I will say. To see Joseline in that light, like I said, it's very weird. I don't really know what to make of it. Like, if it felt more natural, then I would be, like, open to even considering what she was saying was true.
Yeah.
But to me, it literally looked like a hostage video. Like, like Shorty had a
hostage video. It's crazy.
Shorty had a pew pew in the back, like saying, "You better say it." You know what I mean?
On the side, had one of his goons. That's crazy. That's wild. That's fucking wild. But going back to the video, he also lets her know that he always wants to support her and anything that she envisions for herself, and doesn't want to take any of those things away from her. He makes that known, and she finally gets her chance to respond, and she's just saying, thank you for telling me all those things.
A lot of people pointed out too that she never said that what she said was a lie.
I peeped that.
Yeah.
I peeped that.
Yeah.
She never once said, she just said, yeah, I was wrong for saying it.
And she was wrong for bringing it online.
That's it. That's all. Like, that was her apology to him. Like, I was wrong for taking it to the internet, for bringing it online. I was wrong for saying those things. But she never said, it wasn't true.
Right. And then she also kept saying a lot. First of all, when she was talking, it was a lot of runaround. It was the same thing.
Yeah.
And it was like a whole lot of nothing. It was just like literally, I'm sorry I brought it to the internet. We've been through a lot together.
7 years.
7 years. She just kept saying we've been through a lot together. And I never said anything like that before. We've been through a lot. We've been through a lot. And it's like, okay, tell me without telling me that you were telling the truth. You just never brought it to the internet. Like, that's really what it was.
Right, exactly. And then she says that she's disappointed in herself, all of those things. We're basically just bringing it to the net. She's disappointed. She regrets bringing it online and all of that. And, you know, she does mention that, you know, being pregnant in that moment, it brings out a lot of emotions, which I obviously we know that's true, but part of me feels like that's a cop-out.
Oh, 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%.
But because she's dealing with lawyers, it's like she can't say too much. She even recently before this went on another podcast interview where they literally, you sent this to me, right?
Yeah, the Miami podcast, some podcast. It's a very famous podcast.
Yes. And, you know, he asked her about what's going on with you and Lemmy, and she doesn't say shit. She says a lot of nothing, says that she can't really say much because there's, you know, lawyers involved, and that's it. That's it. So I don't think we're ever going to hear anything or the aftermath or any type of resolution when it comes to that and the allegations that she's made online.
Right.
So that's that.
Yeah, no, 100%. And it's like, going back to the pregnancy thing, I feel like it was the number one thing that was going to make the situation like a little bit like better for him.
For the media, I would say.
Right, exactly. But it's like all those other girls were not pregnant and they said the same thing.
Right. Clock it.
So.
Clock it. Continuing their conversation, Joseline does mention at some point that she did truly feel in her heart that he was trying to hurt her.
Yeah.
You know, I'm surprised she even said that. And I feel like with this sit down, like you said, she didn't deny, but she almost kind of like still stood on what she said in a way without sounding harsh as fuck as she did before.
It was
kind of like eased it in, but it was a gentle apology, but not really an apology.
It's literally, if you guys watch crime podcasts, crime videos, if you guys are into anything with lawyer stuff, lawyer recap, you already know that it's basically both of them had their lawyers involved and told them what to do and say. Yeah. So it's like she's not going to deny anything because I'm pretty sure they're still dealing with the litigations behind closed doors on percentages and what's right and what's wrong. So it's like if she completely says she lied, then he can get her for defamation. He can get her for a lot more in her sense of hold her accountable for a lot more and screw her. Right. And, you know, even though they made up at the end of the day, business is business. Yeah. And, you know, that's just what it is. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm not surprised that there was a lot of running around, but it's like so funny how Lemmy always makes it a thing where they go online and these girls end up backtracking each and every time.
Yeah. 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 I was actually surprised that he wanted to do this online, but honestly, I'm actually not surprised.
Yeah, I was gonna say she completely.
It was a huge thing online.
Yeah, she damaged his reputation. That's for sure.
For sure.
Joseline has a big voice, especially in that realm of the internet.
He even said that. He said that in the video. Like, you know, you are strong in your niche, basically in your industry. You're a strong figure, you know, and everything that you do. You have a strong presence. Yeah. You know, a strong voice, which he mentioned. Yeah. So I think that's interesting, and that's probably why he's like, all right, since it was so public, let's make this public too.
100%.
You know, she then goes on to say towards the end that she sees so much growth in him, and she was telling Ballistic that, you know, he's not the same man he was in the last 6 months. And again, going back to her working with him for 7 years, she's seen a lot of things, right? And he's saying, yeah, baby will change you, my daughter. And, you know, he says all of that. And, you know, he says that he's proud of her and proud of everything that she's accomplished and makes it known. First of all, one thing I wanted to point out is as he's saying that he is proud of her and her network, she says it's her husband's network, which I found a little confusing because You had a whole event saying it was your network for your show. You've been doing a shit ton of promo saying it was your network, my network, my network, my network. We've seen multiple videos. You know, you've had multiple posts go viral and shared on multiple blogs, Neighborhood Talk, Shade Room. Now, all of a sudden in this video, you're saying that it's your husband's network?
Yeah.
I find that a little confusing.
It's not. It's strategic. Again, she definitely sat down with lawyers.
That's what I'm saying. I
And-
felt like that was extremely strategic because I'm like, since when?
Yeah.
Since when?
Yeah, because I mean, there's literal footage on our Patreon where we have an interview with Joseline, and
Literally.
she's literally saying it's her network.
Literally.
She's worked hard for it and worked 2 years to build this.
Want something of her own.
Yeah, so if you guys want to see that, definitely go check out our Patreon.
Check out the Patreon.
It is literally there, the whole vlog, the Why Are You Here TV premiere of the show.
Her event,
literally,
everything.
Literally, and there's a 3-minute interview there, and you guys will see it. And you know, again, but you can tell now that the lawyers were involved that she has to reword a lot of those things because she technically can't have her network because she's still under contract with Lemmy.
Mm-hmm. So that makes sense that now she would say, yeah, it's my husband's network.
Yeah,
And
100%.
that's the loophole.
That's exactly.
That's
Exactly.
actually really smart. Shout out to her lawyers.
Should have been done that though.
I know. That would have covered her ass from the very beginning. Like that changes things saying, yeah, it's Ballistics Network.
Yeah, of course.
That's fucking tea. That was the first thing I thought. I'm like,
but you know what's crazy? It's like it calls for a deeper conversation. And this is the same thing I said when like Natalie Nunn is like, unfortunately, she like the women in the industry just unfortunately still are, and I hate to say this, but beneath men.
Yeah.
And it's like, even right now, as strong and as powerful and as independent as Joseline wants to be, even legally, she cannot say that this is her network.
Which is crazy.
Because I'm pretty sure she needs the money from Joseline, but also like
From
she
Joseline's
deserves.
Cabaret.
Yeah. But she also deserves that money.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, I would do that too, because I've worked so hard. I want royalties for every time somebody, you know, watches my show.
Right.
But it's like, it sucks because again, when you think about Joseline and how she came up and Love and Hip Hop and what's his name? Stevie J. And how he treated her. And again, she still continues being in a cycle, even if it's just a loophole of being under a man.
Yeah.
And that's
fucked up.
The sad part about women in the media industry.
Yeah. No, literally, like it's so fucked up that you did all this work just to say, yeah, it's my husband's network.
Yo.
That's
and granted, right? Like I'm sure he helps with a lot of behind the scene network.
Yeah.
But like again,
it's her network.
She is the sole reason why people are willing to jump from Zeus.
Literally,
and
she
spill over
is
to
the
there.
face of the network.
Yeah. And she's always like, like I said in the last video, it's a trigger for her, right? Because of her trauma and the shit that she's gone through in the industry, not being taken serious, being a stripper, and always being taken advantage of because she has a great personality for reality TV.
For sure.
And not getting compensated for it properly. And that's why it's like, it's so fucked up. Like, it really makes me sad. And I cannot wait for the day that we actually see an independent network owned by a woman, no needing no man, like actually get to that point.
That'd be lit, yo.
Because it's like, you still don't see that in 2026.
You still don't. That is such a great fucking point. You really fucking don't. Wow. Okay. Well, I want to say that I did notice that Lemmy did not bring up the Scotty and Janisha allegations.
Right.
So now I just have a couple of questions that I want us to talk through. So obviously we know this conversation was damage control. We know that. So that's out the way. But my other question for you, I guess for us to discuss, do you think pregnancy should excuse making serious allegations about someone?
No, I don't think it's ever been an excuse. Like, you know, I feel like I don't think it was an excuse.
Right.
Because the other girls that made the same allegations were not pregnant.
Right.
You know what I mean? I just feel like you said before, it was a cop-out.
Yeah. Okay. So you think that she should have never even mentioned her pregnancy as an excuse? So what would you say to people that are like, no, but her emotions really were high though. She was pregnant. Like this is a real thing.
Yeah, no, and that is true.
Yeah.
As a woman with your hormones and you're pregnant, you're obviously going to feel the emotions, but heightened, right?
For sure.
You're gonna feel that. So it's like it's not an argument of
right.
whether or not it's true. I'm sure whatever she went through, it was heightened.
For sure.
But that doesn't take away from the truth that it still existed.
So you think it can still be the truth?
Oh yeah, 1,000,000%.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, cool. So now, how do you feel? I remember when we talked about this, I showed a video of that girl that used to be her friend talking about she's faking her pregnancy. And now we see that she's pregnant.
Yeah.
I thought about her. I'm not going to lie. When he was like, you see, she's 1,000% pregnant. And I saw her belly. I was like, I wonder how that bitch feels right now.
It wasn't her friend?
That was her ex-friend.
Or was it that girl from Hennessy?
No, it wasn't Hennessy. It was her ex-friend. Remember I showed that video with that long-ass video where she was saying how, you know.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You
right.
did. Yeah,
she did at some point go on and say that, you know, Joseline was faking her pregnancy.
I never believed that.
I never believed that either because I'm like, damn, that's a little bit of a stretch. That's a stretch.
I feel like that girl came off as a hater to begin with anyways.
It was like she was waiting for this moment.
Yeah, 100%. To bring somebody down.
Yeah, she was waiting.
But like, I hate to see that because it's like, at the end of the day, if you really think about it, pregnancy is not a joke. And this is why when Tavy said that shit, like, oh, you're to Summer that
got pregnant.
You're a bitch that got pregnant, that laid on her back and got pregnant, because a lot, like, I feel like when there are two people, different types of women. There are women that talk about pregnancy as like what pregnancy actually is and motherhood and like that whole aspect. And then there are bitches that just get pregnant just to get pregnant. And like, I feel like that hating ass bitch is exactly that type of person. Yeah. Because no woman, especially as old as Joseline is playing with pregnancy. Yeah. I know women that try to get pregnant for many years and can't. And that is a psychological thing that they wish they could actually have a baby and be a mother. So it's like, and then when the older you are being pregnant, the more dangerous it becomes. So it's like, why would somebody lie about being pregnant? That's really stupid. And that's asking for bad juju. And it's like, I don't know. I just never thought of Joseline like, who lies about that? That's really immature. She's a grown-ass woman
she's
with her
way
own
too
business.
Old to be lying about that. I can understand if she was like really young, 19,
like 23.
Early 20s. Yeah, like doing it for maybe some type of attention to feel loved. Right. But she's past that. Like, you know what I mean? Has her own business. Like, she's smart in her own business decision too. So I feel like that girl that said that must feel like shit because you really talked mad shit saying that she's faking her pregnancy. Talking loud as fuck.
And that's why, like, honestly, I never believed that. I really didn't. And it's like,
I never believed it either, but it's just crazy how people really talk with such conviction.
That's the internet for you. That's the internet for you. Unfortunately.
Yo. That's why, you know, when we played it, when we did do a deep dive on this, I was like, take it with a grain of salt. Like, you know, I don't know, but this is it. This is what she said, but take it with a grain of salt. I don't believe everything. Yeah. I just wonder how, like, I wonder how Scotty and Janisha feel like about this video.
Them making up and stuff?
Yes. I just wonder because me personally, okay, so we hear that these are, you know, alleged. This is false. This is not true, right? Now imagine if it's not true, someone like Scotty and Janisha just getting brought into something that has nothing to really do with them. This has everything to do with you and Lemmy. Now it's like, I would be pissed off. Like, why the fuck you calling my name? But then it's like, no, if it is true, it's still, why the fuck you calling my name? Because I don't want that business out there. Right. Right? So now seeing them make up, I just wonder how they feel. Like, obviously, you know, yes, it's damage control and it's good for business, right? However, the emotional part of all of this, like, I just wonder what's going on behind the scenes in their brains and what they're saying. Like, are they happy they made up? Or do they feel some type of way against Joseline? Or do they feel some type of way against Lemmy? Like, what is going on? Yeah. That's where my mind is at now.
I'll be honest with you. I really don't give a fuck about what they think because, like, I feel like at the end of the day, the story becomes redundant after a while. Like, you choose to be with a man that's toxic, that surrounds himself in a toxic environment, that creates a toxic environment in the work culture. And it's like, it's justified because he makes it sound pretty and he has a good way of words. It's another version of Blueface and Krishan and Alexis. Was it Alexis? What's her name? Jaden Alexis. And then Navia right now. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't really care about how Navia feels and Jaden feels and Krishan, because it's like, at the end of the day, you choose to be with this man still. Scotty chose to have a baby with this man. Janisha chose to entertain this man for 7 years. She's not off the hook. Like, you've seen just as much as Joseline, and you still stood by him because he brought you from the islands, and he brought you to America, you and your family. He provides for you. So it's like, you're a bystander. You are someone that continues to enable that behavior. So I don't really give a fuck. That's like Young Miami. It's like, I don't really care how Young Miami feels, because it's like, you sat there and you stood by. Even what all those girls, 50 Cent's ex baby mama, whatever, you stood there. Like, yes, you can be a victim, absolutely. And I'm not taking away. There is no such thing as a perfect victim. But to care about your opinion about like this situation and who your abuser makes up with, I don't really care, because first of all, your brain, your capacity, the things you allow is not fully developed. You're already fucked up in the head psychologically, emotionally. You haven't healed. You haven't gone to therapy. So it's like, how can I value your opinion when it's like, this is the man you continue to stand by? Yeah. Your opinion is really bottom of the barrel for me. Yeah. So I can give two shits about what Janisha and Scotty think about Joseline and Lemmy making up. I don't give a fuck. Like, you know what I mean? They can kick rocks. Wow. Do you care about their opinion?
I mean,
do.
You did.
You said you
like,
did.
I want to know, like, what the fuck they're thinking. Like, I just want to know. I want to know, like, are you thinking like a bird brain, or like a bird brain bitch? Or are you actually like, you know, I just want to know what the emotions are. I want to know what the thoughts are. I want to know, because I feel like women that find themselves in these situations always end up defending their abusers 9 times out of 10. And I just want to know if they've reached that point of, I don't want to defend you anymore, but I'm going to keep up for appearances, or I'm going to defend my man. I feel like Scotty gonna defend her man, but I don't know about Janisha. You know, I think it's one of those things where she keeps up with appearances, but at the end of the day, I don't know. That's the truth. And I guess my thing is, I would like to know, but obviously and I would love to know off the record. I ain't gonna hold you. I want to know off the record shit. Like, obviously, I like, if I find out, I ain't talking about it. That's just like, but I would still want to know, like, how the fuck do you feel about that? Because your name got dragged into something that technically was between them two.
I feel like they're used to it. How many times Natalie and Anna and Summer and all these bitches done brought up Scotty, done brought up Janisha, done brought
Biggie.
Yeah, like, I feel like it's almost like, I don't know, low key, I feel like they used to it. Like, you know what I mean?
I don't know, because for Janisha to come out and actually make a tweet about it, like, that was the first I ever heard Janisha come out and actually say something was false and address something in the internet. She never does. But with Joseline's allegation, she actually addressed that.
Yeah, because I feel like he said to. And I just feel like because of the amount of power Joseline has in the community, it was important for him. Because it wasn't just Janisha. Yeah. It was basically all of Zeus Network.
It was everybody.
It was everybody.
But what I'm saying is Janisha never speaks. This was the first time.
But I also feel like
he told her.
Akbar, irrelevant. Who all these other girls that made those allegations did not have the amount of power as Joseline. Joseline's voice was probably the most validating, and that's what hurt the most. And I know for a fact he's seen the numbers drop. I know for a fact because everybody, even I said it. Like, you know, we said it. We're like, yo, Joseline. That's like Natalie Nunn saying something. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like Natalie Nunn. You know, and she's had moments where she's almost been pushed to that point.
Never gone that far.
But that's what I'm saying. If Natalie had said something, you would see all of Zeus Network again come out of the woodworks and defend Lemmy.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like those two women have so much power. So I feel like Janisha didn't come out for her own will. He was just like, I need you to do this. And she just said, yes, sir.
Yeah.
You pay my bills.
It reminded me of, when we watched the Diddy documentary and we literally saw him doing press runs, calling all the people he knew, talking about, I need you to put out a statement.
Yes.
I need you to make a video. I need you to make a Twitter post. They're, defaming my name. I need you to, it literally reminded me of that because
100%.
the way how every single person came out of the woodworks, I'm like, yo, this is almost like not normal. It's not a coincidence.
And that's why I feel like that's exactly what happened. And, after hearing what the assistant had came and sent us all this information, which if you guys would like to know about the tea about that, we will be dropping that information on our Patreon.
Yep.
So again, there's a lot of tea in there. So if you guys, I know if you can just donate, go subscribe. We want to do more videos.
Patreon, yeah. Mm-hmm,
but we will be spilling the tea there about what Scotty's assistant ended up saying more than just on the internet. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And it's like, there were a few screenshots.
Well, that's her ex-stylist.
Where you literally see the same thing. And it's him basically crossing boundaries, telling him to say other things.
Well, let's save it for the Patreon video.
I'm only saying vague stuff.
Okay.
But that's what I'm saying. These are just like vague things. If you want to know the tea, it'll be over there.
Right.
But again, if he did it once, he'll do it time and time again.
For sure.
It's in his character.
And will say,
literally, there's proof.
Yeah, there's proof. There's literal receipts.
Yeah.
And this is not like this was 6 months ago. This was recent. So that's what's pretty alarming about this. But other than that, I mean, I guess, you don't care about how Scotty and Janisha feel. I would like to know about how they would feel. But, we don't hear their voices, It
never will.
It's like people always are bringing them up, me included, right? I'm always bringing them up, but you don't really hear them really defend themselves. Like they just kind of defend Lemmy. And that's the thing. Like, I want to hear you defend your fucking self. So I want to hear how you feel about it, not how Lemmy feels, not, how you feel about Lemmy and being in the situation, how you feel. So this is my last question. Do you think when someone sincerely believes they're in danger, right? You think they could just come out of left and then say, I was wrong?
So you're talking about Joseline.
Yeah.
Like
the way how she genuinely felt like she was in danger.
Yeah.
And then backtracks and says, no, she was wrong for feeling like she was in danger.
Do you think that's valid? Like she can do something like that?
Yeah.
I don't think, that's like trying to tell you that you're wrong for feeling sad. Like she genuinely felt that. So
No, I don't think it's like telling her she's wrong for feeling sad. But do you think that someone can really believe? Like, for example, me, I really believed I was in danger. And then later on, that danger, I knew I was wrong about that danger.
Oh, like you were overreacting type shit? Like,
yeah, but about danger.
Right.
I don't believe someone can do that. I don't believe that someone can genuinely feel like they're in danger and then backtrack and say, oh, I was wrong for feeling like I was in danger. I was wrong for that.
No, I don't.
I don't think so. But that's what Joseline's claiming. So I just think it's very interesting.
There's this video that went viral recently, and it was about an Amazon driver or UPS driver delivering a package to someone's yard, and a dog comes charging at him. And before the dog even has a chance to make a decision, because it could have easily either jumped on him and been happy, or it could have bit him. We don't know because the worker took the box and hit the shit out of the dog. And the dog ran away. Like he went and ran away, right? And so the owner comes up like, why the fuck you hit my dog? The thing is that at that moment, that driver felt like he was in danger.
Right.
It didn't matter whether the dog was going to come and jump or the dog was going to bite. It's a matter of it's survival mode.
Right.
You're not conscious. At that point, it's literally
fight or flight.
Right. So it's like how I react during a fight or flight moment. It really, how can you be wrong when it's like it's survival at that point? So it's like, to me, like Joseline clearly, because she herself has said, I've been around you for all this time and I've never done this, clearly was never put in a place where she felt endangered enough to go online and freak the fuck out. She literally went online and said, if I'm dead, you know why. This is not the first time someone has said that, right? Many, like Tentacion said, if I'm dead, blame Drake. There's people that have literally gone online because they fear for their life to document, if I'm gone, this is why. Because I'm not suicidal, I'm not this, and I'm not that, and yet somehow, they end up passing away, right?
Yeah.
People do that out of fear.
Yeah.
They don't just say that. No one just says that just because they want to twiddle their fingers and they're bored. Like, no, people say that out of fear to document, hey, look into this. So I just feel like I don't think you can be wrong for saying, oh, I'm in danger. I feel like it was a genuine thing because it takes a lot for someone to get to that point.
Yeah.
Especially for someone that's been around for as long as Joseline.
Right. But, going back to your example with the dog, like, I feel like that was a great example, even though it's like very different context. That person probably could have realized, I was wrong for hitting a dog. But they were genuinely
They were not wrong for hitting the dog. You know who was wrong? The owner for not locking up the dog and putting it on a leash, knowing damn well you have a package coming.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I don't know your dog.
That's true.
And that dog will hurt me.
That's true. Because these dogs know their strength. They don't know their strength.
They know their strength.
The dogs know.
Yes, they do.
No, they fucking don't. No, they don't. Some of these dogs be playing and they don't even know their strength. But that's not the point. But you're
saying like a good dog. Like,
a good dog that just runs happily up to you. Sometimes they don't really know their strength, and that's just what it is. But sometimes they could really hurt you.
I don't think even if the dog was a good dog, I would ever feel wrong for
hitting the shit out the dog.
It's not like I killed it. You know what I mean? I hit it with a box. That's your fault. And look, I'm an animal lover. So you know me, for me to say that, I'm dead ass.
It's coming from a lie.
It's coming from a logical place. Like, what do you think? I'm going to sit there and Twitter and find out if your dog is going to bite me?
Right. No, absolutely
and
not.
I'm at work?
I'm trying to just deliver a package, bro. Like, that's crazy.
That's your fault as the owner. And that's just what it is. And that's what I said. Like going back to Joseline, like, I just genuinely don't feel like if I throw the first punch because I fear for my life, that's just me. I'm going to win because at the end of the day, I'm a winner and I'm going to fight to the very end. And that's how I feel like Joseline was. She's strong. She's going to do whatever, pull whatever resources she can.
For sure.
She felt powerless, clearly, where she had to go to the internet.
Yeah, because she never does. She never does. And so, you know what? We can sit here and say allegedly this, allegedly that, but I'm just going to say this is that, again, this is not the first time someone has made these allegations towards Lemmy, towards Zeus Network. You have so many people, even people that are nameless, coming up on the internet constantly talking, but people don't care because they're nameless, right? Because they have no status. You have people that are involved with Zeus Network that are constantly complaining about these things and going to the internet, then they backtrack. So it's like at some point, who are we going to choose to believe, right? So I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah, what side are you going to be in history? Are you going to be in the documentaries where you were blinded? And even though we have so many examples of how evil these people can be, are you going to be on the right side of history or the wrong side of history? That's up to you, and at the end of the day, you're entitled to your opinion. Yeah. And, I get it. Like, we watch Zeus Network. Like, that's just what it is. We continue to, recap Baddies and that's what it is. But like, also, I'm not a dumb bitch. So It's like, I see what it is and, it is what it is.
Yeah. Right. Well, I mean, that's really all that I have to say about it. I do find that they're reunited. Them just reuniting is weird, but I guess they wanted to do this for damage control. Yeah. That's all that this is. But it did piss me the fuck off. When I saw them sitting down, I was like, are you dead ass?
Yeah.
Like, are you fucking dead ass? Like, that shit pissed me the fuck off. I'm not even gonna lie to you. So to me, watching it, I'm listening to it, I'm hearing it, I'm documenting shit, but I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, 100%. I don't care.
Like, literally, like, this is the dead ass. After going through that whole thing, these are like my real feelings right now. Like, I really don't care. I don't give a fuck about Joseline and what she said. I don't give a fuck about what Lemmy said. Like, I really just don't care because at the end of the day, money talks.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Money fucking talks. And she is going to do whatever the fuck she got to do to keep her bag. And that's literally what this was about. Like, obviously, from a business decision and, you know, damage control, PR, whatever the case is, they had to do this. But do I care? Absolutely the fuck not. I think it's fucking weird. I think everybody involved is fucking weird.
100%. A lot of people definitely looked at side-eyed Joseline for doing that. Because it's like, oh, you know, you backpedaling just like all these other bitches, and we were the ones riding for you.
We were really like rooting for her.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. So it was another disappointment.
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, girl, how long did it take Cassie to get out of that situation? Years. And
yeah, but Cassie Cassie never opened her mouth though.
She did to the local people around her, and all those people continue to stay quiet, tell her, oh, you need to get out, but never make it.
Yeah, the internet. But obviously back then,
but that's
the
what
internet is not what it is now.
Correct.
So that's valid. That's fair.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like, you know, that's what you know, abuse is. And like, there is so many dynamics to abuse. There is, you know, reaction abuse. There is power dynamic. There is money involved. It's such a powerful entity. And I hate to keep bringing it back, but it's like, I'm telling you, it's a great example to really see, because Weinstein was just as Diddy. To see the Diddy documentary, it was the same thing with Weinstein, with Epstein, with all these powerful men, Trump, all these powerful men getting away with it because they can, because they have the power and the money to do so. Right. And it goes for years until finally the egg cracks, and then you get to see all these people, and then everybody's confused. Oh, we had no idea. Meanwhile, all these receipts happen to be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they were just too powerful to take down.
And money talks. And I'm pretty sure you got paid off, or something was getting paid for, or you didn't want to jeopardize whatever money you were making. So it's just a whole dynamic, and it's just a fucked up situation overall for all parties involved. So me personally, I don't give a fuck about all parties involved, and that's just that. Mm-hmm. So I mean, that kind of like concludes this episode. Yeah, like, you know,
we just had to address it because obviously we had a video we talked about it.
Yeah, we talked about that.
And so we gotta update y'all, but we are curious to know what you guys think about the whole Joseline and Lemmy thing.
Yeah.
Do you look at Joseline a different way? Do you think that she's just as bad as Lemmy? Yeah. Do you think she lose credibility? You know, or do you still support her? Or do you think she's still a victim and she's just doing this because she is a victim and being kind of like twisted into doing this because of other reasons? You know what I mean? So
yeah, I think that's a good question. I think she's a victim, but I also feel like she definitely lost credibility.
Yeah, two truths can exist.
Yeah, they definitely can.
You know what I mean? And look what they did to Cassie.
Yo.
She was 100% a victim, yet people were like, how she lost that in court was by all the other things like that, you know, people were side-eyeing her. She lost credibility because she continued to do certain things because of the psychology of abuse and being groomed. Yeah. So it's like two truths can exist.
Right, for sure. So definitely, guys, comment your thoughts on this. And yeah, let us know what you think, because this shit is absolutely insane. Mm-hmm. If you're watching on YouTube, comment your thoughts. If you're listening on the podcast version, we do have an area. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, right there, you'll see it underneath the episode. It says send us fan mail. You can choose to send us a text message or a voice note, and it literally goes through your phone. So it's like very easy for you guys to maneuver. So if you have any comments you want to say on this episode or any episodes moving forward, definitely utilize that fan mail tool, guys. All right. And with that being said, where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram. That's JESSI.strange. And where can they find you, Tiana?
You guys can find me on Instagram at it's.TianaLock. You guys can find us on Instagram at
The Petty Headquarters.
So you guys can also find us on YouTube and all podcast platforms, including Patreon at The Petty Headquarters. Mm-hmm. All right. Now, with that being said, this was your weekly dose of mess.